All right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
So that was Chaita and the Sky Girls, giving us some positive feel-good
energy.
music there. Yeah. Well, it's time for us to get into a conversation on the nutrition segment, and today we're going to be talking about foods for fighting breast cancer. All right, very important conversation that we need to have, and there's so many people that are, should I say, battling in silence, and sometimes, it's just some of these things that we talk about here on the show that becomes the hope and the help that they need. We've been joined on the show today by Akosua Kunedu Yadom. She's a state registered nutritionist, and she's going to help us to get into this convo. Abigail, good morning.
You did not just do that.
I just did it.
Who are you talking to?
Okay, so please let's welcome Abigail Akosua Kunedu Yadom. How are you doing?
Okay. Won't you say something to me? What you want to say? It's not TV ready. It's okay.
In fact, I wasn't expecting it. Oh, Koku, I don't think.
Yeah. It's a Monday. Yeah.
So we're talking about foods. for fighting breast cancer, and I want us to look at it from two different angles: the foods that fight it, but then also the foods that people shouldn't take if they are battling with breast cancer, if they even have the inkling of a suspicion that that's what it may be. After having visited a health facility or feeling a certain way, or seeing certain symptoms. So let's start from foods that, for those who are living with it, they've been diagnosed right off the bat. What are some of the foods that can help them alongside the chemo, alongside all the other treatments that may be given to them? Where does nutrition come to play?
Okay, so I'll start by saying that breast cancer has a way of affecting the person's appetite. And so for them, they have loss of appetite, and even getting something in there can be a problem because of what they would have to go through. Yesterday I was watching a video, Ellen DeGeneres interviewing a top chef, and the lady had just 1 year to live, and I just watched it and I was like, oh, like as young as she is, she has to, you being aware that you have 365 days to be here is such a lot to just take in. They have loss of appetite, their weight is greatly affected because obviously if you can't keep something in, then how do you ensure that you're staying as lovely as you are, as lovely as I am? So it is very important that whatever you put in there is something that is nutrient dense or of a higher quality as far as nutrition is concerned, to make sure that if on a regular I was supposed to do this cup full, and I'm unable to do it, I am doing half, but still making sure that I have quality in there to ensure that there are no deficits as far as nutrients are concerned, because I need to function aside the breast cancer or cancer I'm going through. Now, you need to make sure you are deliberate about some of these foods, and I want you to pay attention, our viewers, to whatever we are talking about, because they will help you research, support some of these findings that I'm coming to mention. And I'll quickly want to start with antioxidant rich foods.
Okay.
So antioxidant rich foods: potatoes, carrots, watermelon, tomatoes, oranges, onions, lemon, garlic, the bell peppers. They are something we can find around. Beetroot. Beetroot is all of a sudden a star now because of the many benefits. We've realized that it serves our bodies. When I was growing up, I didn't know what beetroot was until I entered into my profession. But now you go to almost every grocery shop, and then you can clearly see beetroot around.
And they're popular in our markets too.
Yes, so it helps as far as clearing our system of free radicals. In your case, you have it. But then we have to also make sure that there is this mutation that happens with cancer. So you can realize, with the lady I shared, initially was in her shoulders, and they felt it had left. She was declared cancer free, but then later it found its way into the hip, and this time it had taken over the whole body. And so to prevent it from also causing the damage it causes, where if it is affecting this area, if all care is not given to that area and whatever needs to be done done for that body, it can spread to other parts of the body. And so once you have antioxidant rich food, it is not just clearing of the free radicals for the person who is trying to prevent the chances. For the person who has it, it is like, okay, this is where you've destroyed. Let us make sure that you don't even find your way going any other place further. So you making these foods part of your meals, the examples I mentioned here are something foodstuffs you can find around every neighborhood. And so you have to be deliberate about it. To start off, just make sure the balanced diet protocol is just at play, where you have your fruits and vegetables in there, you have your carbs in there, you have your proteins in there, you have your fats, healthy fats in there, and then you have your pulses, nuts, and seeds, depending on your body's needs. If you have GCSPD and you are suffering from breast cancer, in as much as some legumes or pulses are good, you still have to make sure that, okay, I'm taking care of my breast cancer, still having it in mind that I have a blood issue, and so I can't go in for some of these things. It's the reason why we are there, so that if I am sitting here saying that pulses are good, soya is good, and you have GCSPD, I don't have to also treat that and try to also do something wrong to you as far as the other condition is concerned. Okay. And then supplementation helps. Zinc, vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin A being converted into beta. So it linked with vitamin A is linked with beta carotene, and some of them can be found in the examples I mentioned, like carrots. You can go wrong with carrot when it comes to beta carotene, because even the carrot is lying in the beta carotene. So it's also good as far as you helping your body. And then in a research involving premenopausal women who were on zinc supplements, vitamin C, vitamin E, and vitamin A supplements, who took it for a period of 10 years, they had reduced the risk of developing even breast cancer in the first place. Wow. So
this is zinc,
vitamin C, vitamin E, and then vitamin A.
Interesting.
Being deliberate about the beta carotene rich foods, they taking that supplement. So I will sit here and say that no, just do the main food sources of these vitamins. So vitamin, the zinc, the pulses, nuts, and seeds family will bless you with zinc, and you eating a balanced diet as far as the classes I spoke about is concerned will satisfy all these protocols. And I always tell people you can never go wrong with a snack like orange. You can just buy one Citi, or the last time I bought tangerine, well, it's quite expensive, but then 5 cities, I got 4 pieces. And so I know that, okay, today I can have one for the next 4 days. If you can't even afford other fruits because you think they are expensive, that 5 Citi can take care of you as far as your daily need of ascorbic acid or vitamin C is concerned. And this, if you continue over a period of time, making fruits as part of your meals will help you have some of these nutrients. If you see a nutritionist and there is a need for us to do supplementation because you are not meeting your daily need, case in point, somebody has ulcer. And maybe this person's ulcer, I say that listen to your body in as much as they go like, oh, acidic stuffs are not good. I go like, you are not taking it on an empty belly. And so I prefer putting it in between your meals. So between your breakfast and lunch, I slot it in there, which means that it is not going to an empty space. You've already had breakfast.
The stomach.
So you've had breakfast or you've had lunch. So that's how I do my meal plans when it comes to handling clients. And so in as much as you have a certain condition, if there is a way to maneuver around it, just speak with a professional, because whatever you are trying to prevent your system from having can be what you need. Just a simple orange can help you with this benefit as far as you reducing your risk or even eliminating chances of breast cancer. It will help you absorb every iron and folate in the food you've eaten, and so it will be doing your blood some good. So know your body, know the conditions you have, and know what to do just to make sure that you are killing at least 5 birds with just one stone. And then in women who were at menopause, just being deliberate about zinc also reduce their chances. So for the premenopausal woman, you combine the other vitamins to the zinc. But for somebody who has hit that sport, just zinc, being deliberate about zinc will go a long way to help you. But you have to find a way to go about it so that you don't abuse it, because once our people hear that this is good, the next thing is they are abusing it.
Okay, so we've spoken a lot about foods and vitamins and all the things that we need to do in order to reduce our risk of getting breast cancer. But if you're living with it, you've been diagnosed with it, how does the conversation go then?
So this conversation is even centered on persons already with the condition. But it's just that whatever nutritional information sits here works for the other person who is also trying to also reduce their risk. So if you have it, you being deliberate, because if I indulging in these will eliminate my chances, then it means that there are some benefits it can serve me if I already have it, because in some people it comes back.
Yeah.
And so if I'm living with it and I can be sure that eating this I will be served with immediate benefits, and then subsequently for the other years, and prevent my chances of having or being at this place again, then it's everything around the conversation. Yes. And then fruits and vegetables. Now, in a study involving almost 100,000 women, their chances of consuming fruits, especially the dark leafy vegetables, was reduced by 15%.
Wow.
So
that's a lot.
Yes. So involving 91,000, almost 100,000 women, their risk of having it was reduced. So it is no joke that the World Health Organization would design a template and say that this is our go-to, or what we should look at and be eating, making sure that fruits and vegetables are part of our daily meals. So aside fruits and vegetables, we also have dietary fiber. Fiber is very excellent, and fiber-rich foods has to do with the whole meal food. So don't go and do your polished rice. Do your brown rice. And I tell people that it's difficult because cooking it has to come with your chef. So you know how difficult it is to cook some of these local rice. Now the local rice, they are potter, so it's even better. But the organic brown rice, it's quite difficult, and for some people the taste
have a high water content.
Yes, and the taste is not that good for some people. So I tell them, okay, pick half of this and mix it together with
That's
time.
That's what I do.
Yeah, so with time.
I can't eat brown rice straight.
So
your taste buds have,
But our local rice, some of them looks like the perfumed rice. So you can do that combination. With time, if your body begins to tell you that, oh, Koku, you are doing me some good, I wouldn't even need to sit here and tell you.
The other thing is that we can also cook our rice with spices. We don't like doing that. Black pepper, white pepper, some chopped garlic, some chopped onions.
We like the water, the salt, and then we splash oil on top just to make it grainy. That's the normal, but we don't twist our foods. And so you eating them, berries are also good, will give you some benefits. And then with the vegetables now, estrogen, having a lot of estrogen can be the reason why you are even having the breast cancer in the first place. Fiber binds to estrogen and prevents your body from absorbing too much of it. So be deliberate about fiber-rich foods. Instead of the butter, the sugar breads, the white breads, or the one they polish with this white powder, and then when you're buying in Kumasi, they do this to the bread. You can go for your wheat bread. We have baguettes. We have different types of breads. In fact, we as Ghanaians, we need to now hit the supermarket and go and find other types of bread. We have oat bread. We have bread prepared from whole meals, so wheat, barley, and all that, to make sure that you are giving yourself some fiber, and then consume good fats. And then avoid alcohol, added sugar, bad fats, and then processed foods. So if you already have it, do away with that.
Fantastic. How do people get in touch with you? Because we've gone through a lot in a short space of time. Some people may be watching right now. They want a little more detail. How do they get in touch with you?
Okay, so you can follow me or get in touch with me on Instagram at The Nutritionist Akosia, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Nutritionist Akosia. You can WhatsApp me on this on 0243350206.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, it's a good conversation. I love that.
Thank you, Akosia.
We're speaking with Akosia Konadu-Yadom. She refuses to be called Abigail. That's okay.
And we were talking about fighting breast cancer.
I'm going to fight you.
Different foods, different kinds of nutrition.